Chapter 2 consists of two parts. One is electric potential and another part is electric potential energy. We have completed the electric potential part. We have seen the various derivations. Before we go to electric potential energy part, let us understand one very important theory question. There is no derivation here. You only have to understand the theory properly. The theory is about equipotential surfaces. So the question is, what are equipotential surfaces? List some important properties of such a surface. So equipotential, equilateral, equidistant. You are familiar with these terms. So equi means equal, same. So equipotential means same or equal potential. Equipotential surface. So the name itself makes the definition very clear. Let us see the definition. Any surface over which the electric potential is same everywhere is called equipotential surface. Physically, to understand this concept, you can imagine a sphere. We have derived it. We know that to find the electric field, to find the electric potential, we consider a point P which is at a distance of r. So again you just imagine the three-dimensional sphere and having a point P which is at a distance of r. Now, if a surface is drawn, say one imaginary sphere is drawn with this radius. In such a case, the charge is at the center of the sphere. In our derivations, we usually consider as the charge as plus q. So imagine the sphere is having a charge plus q in the center, and at a point, at a distance r, at a point P, we know what is the potential. We have already got the formula. Potential is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r. So at all such points, P, Q, R, if we take many points at that same radius, at the same distance r, and then we draw another imaginary sphere, naturally the potential on every point of that sphere will have the same value. The value of 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r, because q has not changed. My charge at the center is same and my r also has not changed. Similarly, I can draw another sphere nearer to the center, suppose at a lesser distance than r. Along that sphere also, suppose the new distance is say s. Suppose I have a point at a distance of s from the charge, and I draw another imaginary sphere to that. There the potential will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q. My charge has not changed. My distance, suppose now it is s, so q by s. On that sphere also, every point will have the same value of the potential. So like this, we can imagine infinite surfaces just by changing the distance. This is in case of a sphere. Usually, if it is a uniform field, we will have it in the form of a plane. We'll have it in the form of a plane because it's a sphere, so we were imagining it as a sphere. But in other cases, usually it is in the form of a plane surface, equipotential surface. The only condition is that potential will be same everywhere. Let us see some properties, important properties. Number 1, no work is done in moving a charge between any two points on an equipotential surface. Very easy to understand. Work is done only if there is a potential difference. There is no potential difference, it's zero. So naturally no work is done. We have got one such example on the equatorial line, okay, of the dipole. If you go back to that derivation, you have seen no work is done in moving the charge along the equatorial line. So similar case. Point number 2, second property. The electric field and hence lines of force are everywhere at right angles. Why? We have seen the relation between E and minus dV by dr in our previous video. What was this dV by dr? Potential gradient. Means what? Change of potential with respect to the distance r. But along the surface, my potential is not changing. So there is no potential gradient. dV by dr is 0. In that case, my electric field is 0. But where is this equipotential surface? We are drawing it in an electric field only. So that means my field is not 0. So where is the field? It must be at right angles. Only then the horizontal component can be 0. If you ask me why only at right angle, why not any other angle theta? Because at any other angle, you will have to resolve it into the horizontal and vertical component. So horizontal component is 0, potential gradient is 0. This condition will be fulfilled only and only if the electric field is at right angles. Third property. In a family of equipotential surface, the surfaces are closer together. Suppose we are having a family of equipotential surfaces, a series of planes perpendicular to the electric field. You can imagine, like say there is a series of, suppose a rectangles, a whole family of rectangles which are close together. So where the field is strong, they will be closer together. In electric field lines also, this is the case in lines of force. If field is strong, lines of force are nearer. Same thing, if the field is strong, then this family of equipotential surfaces will be closer together. But mathematically also we can check what is the meaning. So again we go back to this relation, E is equal to minus dV by dr. If dV is same, if my change of potential is same, then what does it mean? dr is inversely proportional to 1 by E. Means more the E, less the dr. Less the E, more the dr. Inverse relation. That means dr is what? The distance between the surfaces. Space between the surface. So spacing is less when E is strong. Last property. No two equipotential surfaces can intersect each other. I will take you back to your secondary school concept of magnetic lines of force. We used to have this question as why no two magnetic lines of force intersect. If you remember the answer is that at any point it gives us the direction of the field. If it intersect, we can draw two tangents, we'll have two directions. Same logic. An equipotential surface is normal to the electric field. If two surfaces intersect, if they cut each other, then what will happen? At the point of intersection, there will be two directions of the electric field, which is physically impossible. Electric field will have only one direction at a particular point. So, hence this condition that two equipotential surfaces can never intersect.